Hey there, Trailblazers. I hope you guys are all doing well. So, I suspect you clicked on this video because you want to know about the new upcoming character banners coming to Honkai Star Rail. And want to save up your Stellar Jade savings accordingly in order to pull for your favorite character, right? Well, you have very conveniently clicked on the perfect video to get this information. Because today we're going to go over all of the new characters coming to the game from version 3.3 to version 3.7. And along with this, we'll also be going over the expected rerun banner lineup for version 3.3 as well. But before we begin, let me just give you guys a quick disclaimer that a lot of the information presented in this video is taken from various different sources, and some of it can be subject to change at any point in time. With that out of the way, let's begin without wasting any more of your time. Okay, let's first start with the banners for version 3.3. So, as many of you guys may already be aware, through the recent official drip marketing done by Hoyoverse themselves, during the first phase of patch 3.3, we'll be getting the limited banner for the character Hyacinth, a wind element unit that follows the path of remembrance, who is mainly designed to serve the role of a healer or sustain, but can also provide buffs in the form of increasing all of your allies' max HP, while at the same time dishing out a ton of damage on her own as well, through her Memasprite's powerful AoE attacks. Moving on to Phase 2 of the update, which will feature the banner for Cypher, a quantum element character that follows the path of nihility, and she serves the role as mainly a sub-DPS in your party. She mainly deals the majority of her damage through the powerful follow-up attack on the enemy she marks through her talent, which surprisingly makes her the first follow-up based unit that we haven't gotten in a long time. Her talent is also unique in that it records the damage dealt to the enemy with her follow-up attack mark. And the recorded damage is then unleashed upon using her ultimate, which clears the recorded value and deals a percent of it as true damage to the enemy. Now that we're done talking about both of the new 3.3 characters, let's now move on to the expected rerun banner lineup for the update as well. So according to some recent data mined info from a very reliable source, in Phase 1 of the patch, we'll be getting the first rerun banner for the Herta, who'll be getting a rerun alongside the banner for Hyacinth, while Phase 2 of the update will feature the rerun banner for Aglia, who will be rerunning alongside Cypher's banner. Honestly, the fact that both the Herta and Aglia are already both getting reruns this early is honestly pretty wild, especially considering both characters just released 2 patches ago in patch 3.0. So the fact they're already getting rerun just 3 patches later just gives more credence to the fact that Hoyo now intends to cash out on reruns as quickly as possible, as older characters lose a lot of their value over just a couple of patches due to the constant power creep introduced by newer units. Which is pretty greedy of them to do, but hey, what can you do about that, right? Moving on, let's now take a look at the banner lineup for version 3.4. So according to some information from some pretty reliable sources, version 3.4 will be the first in the game's history to feature 3 limited characters. Yep, for the first time in the game's history, we'll be getting 3 new limited characters instead of only 2. But don't worry, the third 5-star will actually be given away for free, so you'll still only be required to pull for 2 of the limited characters. Basically, according to the recent info, the first half of the patch will feature the banner for the popular character Phanon, a physical element character that follows the path of destruction, while the second half will mark the start of the long-awaited Fate collaboration, which will feature the playable 5-star versions for both Saber and Archer. Archer is stated to be a quantum element unit that follows the path of the hunt, and will likely serve the role of a single target main damage dealer. And according to the source, out of the 2 collab units, he will actually be given away for free to all players. The fact that Archer will be given away for free to everyone playing the game is honestly pretty great, as this means everyone playing the game will get the opportunity to try out at least one of the featured collab units. And as a big fan of Archer myself that really enjoyed his character while watching the Fate series, I am very confident that they will do justice with both his in-game design and kit. As for Saber, she will be a limited 5-star unit just like all of the other 5 stars with her own limited banner. And as of currently, she is stated to be a wind element unit that follows the path of destruction, and will very likely serve the role of a main damage dealer as well. Next up, let's now move over to the banners for version 3.5. While we do not have as much info on this patch compared to the previous 2 patches, but this patch once again is rumored to include 2 new limited characters. First is Hizelins, a physical element unit that has a kit based around dealing damage through the bleed effect. But what's also interesting about her is that she will also be the first DOT-based character that has the ability to both stack and detonate DOTs by herself, which could potentially make her replace the roles for 2 of the existing DOT characters, which are of course none other than both Kafka and Black Swan respectively. Then there is Sarydra, who is rumored to be a new Harmony hypercarry-based support that mainly specializes in single target buffs, and is designed to have strong synergy with Phanon, who has a unique ultimate that charges based on the number of single target buffs applied on himself. So that's pretty much all of the current info we have on the lineup for patch 3.5. Next, let's now move on to the banners for version 3.6. This patch will actually feature 5-star forms for 2 popular HSR characters. Most of you may already know who they are, but for those that don't, the 2 new characters in this patch will include the 5-star forms for both March 7th and Dan Heng, which is honestly pretty crazy that they're releasing the 5-star forms for 2 popular characters in a single patch, which kind of makes it pretty difficult if you wanted to pull for both units.
But hey, what can you do about that, right?
Anyways, starting with March 7th, her 5-star form will be a Ice Element unit who follows the path of remembrance. And as of right now, that's all of the current gameplay info that we have on her. As for her design, this new form of March will be a more evil or dark version of her, which actually sounds pretty interesting. And I do hope they do justice with her final design. Moving on to Dan Heng. He'll be getting his second 5-star version in this patch. And this new form will be a Fire Element unit who follows the path of preservation, which funnily makes Dan Heng the first preservation unit that we have gotten in a really long while. As surprisingly enough, we haven't gotten a single new preservation unit since the release of Aventurin way back in version 2.1, which shockingly was about a year ago. So that's basically all of the current info we have regarding the new units for version 3.6. And last but not least, let's now finally go over the lineup for version 3.7. While info on this patch is currently very limited, the characters featured in this update is rumored to include both Cyrene and Constance. Starting with Cyrene, she is stated to be an ice character that follows the path of remembrance. And as for her playstyle, she'll be a new support unit that has a role similar to Remembrance Trailblazer, and is actually rumored to be a premium replacement in RMC teams, similar to how Fugue was a premium replacement for Harmony Trailblazer in break-based teams. Finally, taking a look at Constance. We quite literally have 0 information on her right now, which yes, even includes both her element and path. But we do know that she is expected to release in version 3.7, but nothing much else other than that. So that's pretty much all of the upcoming characters that are slated to release between version 3.3 to 3.7. If you found the info in this video helpful, feel free to give it a like. And also don't forget to subscribe to my channel to stay up to date with all the latest HSR news and information. That's it for now, so I'll see you in the next video.